You're listening to Offline Media Podcast, show, talk show, live stream, vlog. I don't know. What do you want to call it?
Vlog.
We haven't come out with an official title for this yet, but we do know we're going to go with Offline Media. But this is a first go at it, and we decided what would be best, what would be better than talk about the Academy Awards and give our input on what it is that we feel is deserving of winning, because most likely the titles that we favor aren't going to win. So I guess I should introduce myself. My name is Alfredo, and with me is Charles. Chaz.
Hey.
Chaz, Charles, Charlie.
Tucker.
Charlie Hustle.
Charles in charge.
All right. So
is this a PG podcast or?
Fuck no. No.
Okay.
This is off the wall. Say what you want.
Cool.
Say whatever you want. Type of show. Not sure if we're going to edit any of this. I would like to, but most likely won't, because I will not want to go back and watch all of this and edit out every single little detail.
Yeah, I don't like watching myself. How do you feel about that?
I'm not even looking at it, honestly. I'm ignoring it. I have it in the background. I'm browsing like this website right now. You can probably even see it off my lenses. So I got to be careful what I'm looking at.
I'm looking at your pretty face.
Thanks.
I'm trying not to look at me in that little square.
All right. So right off the bat, do you have any specific category that you want to go off of and talk about?
Let's talk about Best Picture first, because I think that's going to be the one that everybody talks about the most, you know?
Yeah. All right. So out of the Best Picture, we've got Ford versus Ferrari, The Irishman.
The Irishman.
Yep. Jojo Rabbit, Joker. Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite.
The only one I think I would be mad if they would win would be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Why?
Just because I feel like I always hear that the Academy likes movies that are made about Hollywood, about themselves. So I feel like that's the only chance it would win. Mm-hmm. I've only got to see little clips from that movie, and I've seen like certain scenes, but I don't know. Like I love him, but I heard that's probably his weakest film he's made so far. So
yeah, I would agree with you on that, because it almost went that way a couple of years ago when what was that? Moonlight won. And they initially flubbed it and said that it was La La Land that won.
Oh yeah.
Which I was in the same mindset that you were. It's like, of course they're going to give it a La La Land, because it's like your stereotypical musical dancing around in Hollywood and aspiring actress wanting to make it into that scene. So
the spotlight's on us. Give it to them.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. 1917. I think that's where I'm leading, because I've just heard so many great things, and I saw Skyfall, which the director could direct the hell out of a film, but the opening scene in Skyfall, they have that one scene take, and we've seen it done a few times now, really good. Like the Daredevil did it every season, but I don't know. I just feel like that's more of a gimmick. And I don't know if that would, for a whole movie, that just seems like a lot. But then I started thinking about it a lot. And for a war movie, that might actually work probably the best out of any for one take. Because then when they really get into the fighting scenes, I feel like you would really have like anxiety, because you probably feel like you're with that person the whole time. So I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely gives you that kind of vibe. And watching it, for me, it kind of gave me a appreciation for the amount of work that had to go into it to be able to get that linear shot, to have a path planned out for every scene to take place, where they had to have the actors ready for when the camera comes through you know.
Hmm.
So
And
that
I
whole
heard
thing
they
was,
could have. There was times they could have took lazy ways out. Like there was a scene where he goes into the pond or something.
mhm.
They could have took so many easy ways out, but I heard it just hovered over the pond the whole
Yeah,
time, and I'm like,
mhm.
what?
Yeah,
Maybe a drone or something? I don't know, but yeah. Now, Marriage Story. I get told I look like that guy sometimes, Adam Driver. And it's funny because, he was a Marine and then he got hired for Star Wars. And I'm not saying he did bad in Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars fan. I liked him. I like that character. But is he up for leading role too or no? Yeah, he is. That is crazy.
yeah,
I don't know.
mhm.
That just blows my mind. I'm kind of happy for him.
Yeah.
I've
He
heard
actually
great things.
had more than, I want to say, more than one specific scene in that movie where he outshined.
Yeah, I just saw me and you talked lightly about that one scene when he tells Scarlett Johansson that he just wishes that one day he would wake up, yeah, and she would die or get hit by a
Yeah, he
car and
has
all
that
this.
breakdown. Mhm.
Hmm.
Yep, yep, yep.
Ford versus Ferrari. I really wanted to see that movie really bad because Christian Bale does nothing bad ever.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Um,
That one, I got that one lined up next.
oh, you haven't seen it yet?
Mm-mm.
I
No.
haven't either, but
Yeah, Ford and Little Women I haven't seen, and Parasite out of the top, that are going for Best Picture.
I don't hate Matt Damon, but he never gets me excited to watch a movie. You know what I mean? I'm just never like, man, I can't wait to see that. Like, I don't know, but Christian Bale gets me excited.
Mm. Yeah,
Uh,
it'll be interesting to see how they work together.
yeah.
What do we, Irishman?
The Irishman. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm probably not gonna watch that movie because I can't stand Scorsese right now.
So you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I watched it. It was long. It dragged. It had a lot of footage that wasn't necessary
That's what I
to
heard.
be in
I've
it.
heard that from everyone. Like 30 minutes too long.
Well, yeah, maybe a little bit more, but they're
My sister was like the only one that was like, nah. And I was like, oh, you're just like kissing his butthole, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, he talked all, you heard me complaining every day at work about all his rants about superhero films and stuff, but then he uses the de-aging that was kind of perfected because of superhero films. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And then looking at the poster, it says Netflix. So Netflix was the one that funded it. Do you think?
mhm.
Do you think a lot of movies that are funded by Netflix are going to take on that whole idea of like, let's just make it longer and longer because they put on Netflix and they can just watch at the convenience of their
I
living
don't,
room.
I think, well, I know he didn't, I could have sworn that I heard that he pitched this to like, I wish I could find it real fast. I'm pretty sure he pitched this to like every studio, and every studio said no because basically, not that it was a straight no, but it was like, if you make this shorter, and he was like, nope. So I don't know because like Batman versus Superman, and there's a lot of films that have got cut in half, and then the film sucked, and then later the director comes up with their version, adding 30 minutes
Mhm.
more into it, and it's really good. So I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if Netflix will go that way, but I think directors might go that way. Like, hey, Netflix will let me actually do my full story.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
And
think that's just too long. You should be able to tell a story. Unless you're making a TV show, you should be able to tell a story in 90 minutes to 2 hours. You don't need to go 5 hours long. You might as well just make it a TV show at that point.
yeah, but that's not where the money's at.
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit. I just watched that the other day. I liked it a lot. It surprised me big time by how good it was.
He's the one that directed the last episode of The Mandalorian.
Really?
Yeah. There was something, and Thor Ragnarok, and he's supposed to do something else that I was pretty excited about. Upcoming projects. He's going to do the next Thor, and I could have. That's all I'm saying is the next Thor, but I could have sworn there was something that I'd be more excited about, like maybe something Star Wars or something. I don't know. But yeah, he directed the last episode of The Mandalorian, which was unbelievably funny and good. Was it the last episode or second to last? Whatever the stormtroopers were like beating up Baby Yoda. Yeah, the last episode.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good director. He's really funny because I never liked the Thor movies, and when I watched his, I was dying laughing like right from the beginning. He's a good director, so I can't wait to watch that. And I'm actually surprised that one got nominated because it's about Hitler and stuff, and I heard it's like a really charming story and really good actually.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, let's talk about. I think it's the one we both want to win, right?
Yep. Joker.
Okay, wait a minute. Before we get into that, is that the one do you think? I think that 1917 is going to win. Which one do you think is going to win?
I say Joker.
Joker? Okay, that's the one we both want to win. Just so you guys know. Do you want to go on that one first? You want to talk about your thoughts of Joker?
Let's go for the other ones. What I consider afterthoughts, because I don't know. Parasite. I've been hearing I need to watch. Especially when I heard it from Cameron, I'm just like, okay.
Didn't it win? It won an award, right? The award that usually says, "Hey, you have a good chance of winning the Oscars."
I can't remember which one off the top of my head it was. Fuck, let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, so I'm almost sure it won the one that, like, hey, if you win this, you're in a good spot to win the Oscars. But
Golden Globe for Best Foreign. Screen Actors.
Is it subtitled?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You know, I'm not gonna lie, that might be pretty cool though. You know, for Hollywood to not just like, you know, us American films.
Mm-hmm.
That speaks volumes to me, I think, like for this to even be nominated and it's not like our language or anything. Like, good for them.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, Little Women, I don't even know what that movie's about at all.
Oh, dude, the budget was $13 billion, but that transfers to $11 million here. I'm like, fuck, their money sucks, huh?
Yeah. Watch Little Women win, man.
Little Women? What's that one about?
I had no idea.
Emma Watson? That's the only name I know, I think. Oh, Meryl Streep. Oh, Meryl Streep's in it. I don't know.
She can't carry it on her own. Yeah, I just said that.
Okay, so yeah, I'm still going to stick with 1917.
How can you say that if you've never watched it, man? Come on.
Because I've heard too much about it. 1917 and Marriage Story, I've heard like just too much. Marriage Story is another Netflix one, which is we have 2 Netflix movies on here, which is really cool. Marriage Story, and then, I don't know, dude. Joker, I thought Joker was better. I was assuming that the whole world liked it, but it's actually like, I don't know. Like, it made tons of money and stuff, made $1 billion, but I can't remember the rating, but it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, man. Where is it at?
Yeah,
68%, bro.
Why are you looking at those numbers for? Those numbers are fucking nothing. To me, they don't mean anything.
That means a lot of people didn't like it, man. I thought, like, okay, I'm gonna get into it. I thought, I'm not gonna lie, I want this one to win because I thought it was a masterpiece from start to end. And I went into this movie. I remember you were so excited about this movie, and I was so scared. I was almost like basically talking shit because the trailers. You know, I heard everybody freaking out over the trailers. I was freaking out the opposite way. I was like, dude, this doesn't look good. This doesn't look like Joker-ish. It doesn't even look artsy. It just looks boring. And then, oh my G, was I not like, I don't think I've ever gone into a movie thinking it was going to be so shit and then just so blown away. Like, I thought it was a masterpiece and so artsy and talked a lot about like our world today and definitely how like someone bad could turn into how they're bad, and the costumes were cool, the lights were cool, the music was amazing, the editing was good, the special effects were flawless. Like, And then they got the Joker right. And I mean, they got him so right, but didn't like so focus on it that regular people could go in and enjoy this movie. Then the comic book people could go in and die at this movie. Like, I don't know. I really want this one to win really bad.
Well, we'll find out in a couple days.
Yeah, 11 awards it got nominated for, man. Best picture, best director, best actor, and like everything else.
Well, Green Book won Best Picture last year, and it has a 78% rating. So
Okay, that's nice to
there's
hear.
that.
Thank you.
I looked at the other previous ones though, and they were like 98%, 96%.
Uh,
So that's why I was just like, I'll keep those names out of it.
What was your favorite part in Joker? What sells you for this movie to get best film, best picture?
Just the overall film, just the way it draws you into the characters, like it makes you feel either bad or I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like
It just did everything right.
Maybe it's just Joaquin Phoenix that sold me on the whole movie, because like watching it, I was just able to, I don't know, like I didn't have to speak, I didn't have to question anything. I just kind of just watched it, and it just drew me in. Like,
and you've seen more of these than me, so I'm hoping you're right. If that one drew you the most, I'm hoping everyone felt that way, because it did me too.
And I think also the fact that it just made me, after I watched the whole thing, it just kept me thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about it. And I guess, I don't know, maybe because it was just open ended and left it that way, and it wasn't one of those, okay, this is how it starts and this is how it ends, like, and that's that, goodbye type of thing. Those movies, yeah. I can appreciate, but I don't know, just something about that I really like.
Okay, for the other categories, let's just we'll run down them, and then if we have any thoughts on any of the people in the category. So for actor in a leading role, do you have any that stand out to you? Antonio from Pain and Glory, Leonardo.
Yeah, I haven't seen Pain and Glory. I was the top two. I'll say Joaquin and Adam Driver. But like we discussed before, yeah, Adam Driver's still young. He still has a lot of miles in him.
I think first. They look at stuff like that too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, even if he deserves it, which I don't know if he does. I haven't seen Marriage Story, but even if I've seen the scenes that everyone talks about though. But even if he deserves it, sometimes they will judge like that. Oh, he's super young. He just got into it. He'll get it eventually. Yeah. Which is kind of a messed up mindset.
It is, because I think they did that to DiCaprio when he got nominated for What's Eating Gilbert Grape. He was young. And I thought his performance.
And then they gave it to him for the most bullshit role he's done. Like, not that it was bad, but he's done way better work than that.
I can't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about. I knew he was going to win that one too.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Simply, he had a little dialogue in that whole movie, and he was able to sell his character through emotion and like just nonverbal communication type stuff, which I thought was great.
The Revenant.
Yeah.
I really hope again. What about Leo in Once Upon a Time?
He did good. I wouldn't be surprised if he won it, because he was able to portray multiple characters within the movie. So you had
because he's an actor.
Yeah, because he's an actor. And I guess it's spoiler maybe, but his you don't mind, do you? Okay, who cares? His main character that he portrays has a slight stutter. Uh-huh. It's not like crazy like da 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 da. Hey, but it's just very slight, and you pick up on it. But then once he starts acting his I can't remember the name of his cowboy character, it just like goes away, and then he just gets in full on into his cowboy role, and then he portrays another character, which is kind of like a role that is outside of his comfort role or comfort zone, and he kind of fights it, but the director kind of like explains why he wants him to do that, so he goes with it, and he does great with that too. So just bouncing back and forth from that, and yeah, it was done really well.
I'm gonna definitely watch that one very soon. You know who before I get into who I want to win and who I think is gonna win. You know who it just blows my mind is Antonio.
Why?
I've never seen. All I think is Puss in Boots, but I've
Oh.
never seen him. I've never. What has he been in that's like good? Like, not that he's bad. He's not bad, but like,
Was it From Dusk Till Dawn? Or is
yeah.
it,
And then like, wasn't he the mask of
Zorro?
Zorro? And then like the Spy Kid's dad. Like, I'm just like, dude, I've never really seen you like in anything good.
Anyways, yeah, we're getting off topic right here, but
I'm hoping Joaquin takes this.
I think you will for sure.
Yeah, and you know, hey, they love when people lose weight, and he lost a lot of weight. So, but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if any of the ones we really talked about. I wouldn't be surprised if Leo, Adam, or Joaquin, but I'm hoping Joaquin will take this.
All right, actress in a lead role. You got Cynthia. You can't say the last name. Erivo, Harriet. Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story. I can't pronounce her name.
From Little Woman.
Yep, Ronan.
Yeah.
Let's just call her Miss Ronan. Charlize Theron, Bombshell, which I'm gonna watch also, and I haven't seen. And then Renee Zellweger. I know Renee Zellweger won the Golden Globe for this category.
Hasn't she been winning lately?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So right now I'm gonna say I would bet it's her, but Charlize I think doesn't get the credit she deserves. I think she's one of the best women actresses ever. But I'd be really stoked if Scarlett got it.
Marriage Story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking it's gonna be.
I don't think she'll get it. The only reason I say that is because I feel Adam Driver out did her in that movie.
Like big time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of made her look weak then?
Yeah. I think so.
I hear you. Supporting Tom Hanks in A Beautiful Day. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think who do you think's gonna win it?
I'm gonna just go with Renee Zellweger because I didn't watch any of these aside from Marriage Story. So I'm just gonna go with what they've already given an award for.
For supporting, we got Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time, The Irishman with Joe, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood with Tom Hanks, The Two Popes with Anthony, and then The Irishman, Al Pacino.
Yeah, this one's stacked. This is the one I'm really looking forward to.
You know, yeah, because I think this is I think any of them could win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think, let me go back to actor. I really think Joaquin is really ahead of Leo and Adam. I just wouldn't be surprised if Leo and Adam got it. But on this one, Jesus Christ, I don't know, man. My gut wants to say never root against Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I think Tom will get it. The only reason I haven't seen that movie, but I just know he's solid, and I just picture it in my head him going up there for his acceptance speech and just reciting Mr. Rogers from one of his previous awards that he's won.
These are all amazing actors, but I agree. It's other Tom Hanks because one, everyone loves Tom Hanks, and then two, everyone loves Mr. Rogers. But Hollywood, if there's anything about them, they love a comeback story, and I think Brad Pitt's been kind of through hell, so I think they would love for him to, be back on top. So my two would probably be Brad Pitt or Tom Hanks, but it's a little bit more Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Brad Pitt did good in Once Upon a Time.
He's always been good, man. I think he's a little underrated too. I think his looks kind of outshine how good he is as an actor.
Oh, then don't watch this movie.
He's really sexy.
Oh yeah. He showed off his body and everything, his charm, and I think the role that he played kind of really suited him. Like it just fit his, just fit him. So I don't know if
Good thing.
yeah, I don't know if
Good thing you
because
watched
of
that
that.
at home, because the theater was probably soaking wet.
Definitely. All right, next category or
Yeah.
all right, actress and supporting role.
Yeah.
Go for it.
We got Kathy Bates, Scarlett Johansson again. She was in Jojo
Mhm.
Rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
Margaret Robbie. How do you say that? Margaret.
Margaret Robbie.
Yeah, and then
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh.
And Lord Dern.
Is that the Jurassic Park girl?
Wait, what?
Is that the Jurassic Park girl?
No, maybe. It looks like her now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, I'm like, where do I know that girl from? That's cool. Kathy Bates.
Yep, it is her. You saying Kathy?
Yeah, for sure.
Have you seen the movie? I haven't seen the movie.
I haven't seen the movie, but Kathy Bates is amazing. You can't.
Yeah, I would like to see. I wouldn't be mad at seeing her win, just because. But
Bombshell. I haven't even heard anyone talk about Bombshell.
Nope.
But everyone loves her.
Mm-hmm.
She is like smoking hot. So.
Yeah, I could see Scarlett winning this one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because she was in 2, and they're like, let's give her this one.
No, she played a really good German mother in this movie.
The German mother.
Mm-hmm, she had like the accent and everything. The only weird thing was she was speaking English, which I'm just like, it would have been like over the top if she were speaking German.
Yeah.
They had to cater for the audience, Nobody likes to read subtitles.
Animated feature film. We'll just skip this one, but
Toy Story.
I do want to say I watched Toy Story 4 and I was pretty not happy with it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I love the Toy Story movies, man, a lot, and I hate in TV shows, movies, when they separate the group. I don't like it. Like, like Stranger Things does it, The Walking Dead does it, the Star Wars, the new ones did it all the time. I hate when you separate the group. Like, why even have the group then? And they separated like Buzz and Woody in like half of the group. I don't know. I just didn't like it. It just didn't feel. They should have just left it at 3 because I thought 3 was a perfect ending.
They got to make the money somehow.
Yeah. Cinematography.
Oh, this one's good. I need to watch Lighthouse. I'm gonna say I want to just go with Lighthouse because like they stole my idea. When I thought about that, I was like, oh my god, come on. But yeah,
my sister said it was stupid amazing. She said it got her 100 times more excited for Batman. But this is another one like a supporting male actor. Like this one is like any of these are all stupid amazing. So I would like for Joker to win. I would like Joker to just win every award because I just thought it was a masterpiece in there's not one thing I thought was weak about that film. Not one thing. There was one scene that I felt was just good, but everything else was just great. So I was like, but I don't know. That one's another crazy one.
Yeah, I haven't seen Lighthouse, but I'm assuming that they stay in the lighthouse. The whole movie takes place inside that lighthouse. So that's why I don't know. That's the only thing. That's how I would picture it. How I would do it. Just have everything there, kind of like the movie Room.
And you know what? And if it was in the lighthouse the whole time and it got nominated for cinematography, then fuck, that deserves to win alone. Because how creative can you be in just fucking one room? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's awesome. Costume design.
Hey man, we didn't even pick one yet.
Oh, for cinematography.
Oh, you said Joker, right? Yeah.
I hope.
You hope. So who do you think is gonna win? This
is too hard. This is like best supporting actor. Like I don't know. This is too stacked. But like I said, I hope Joker. But if Lighthouse is all in the lighthouse the whole time, then they deserve to win. That's an accomplishment right there. Oh wait, 1917. I forgot. The cinematography would be the whole one shot. So
Yeah, and what I noticed too with 1917 was when it's just the shots that they ended up with, like they had, well, I guess what, like in the very beginning, one shot that I picked up on, they were in this like kind of like this table discussing like their plan of what they're going to do, where they're going to go, like the war room type thing.
mhm.
So they approach the table, and then instead of just doing a whole 180 coming from like the back of the guy's head to the front, they pan down at the table so you see what they're talking about, and still rotating, looking at the table, and then panning back up to the character's face all
I
in one
bet that was
shot.
the cut.
No, well, maybe I didn't see any
Any spot where they could have.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I
Did
that
you did you ever look for those?
oh, all the time.
Did you find a couple?
Maybe about three or four, and I would just point it out like right there, and it was
Uh,
like, but a lot of them were obvious because it just went straight black.
yeah, yeah.
And it's either when they're coming from inside to outside, or um, switching from one room to another. They go over through a wall or something.
And then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I heard they use like every technique in the book. So
Mm-hmm.
the only one, I mean, I would be blown away, shocked, like what the fuck, is probably The Irishman, because
Yeah.
I didn't hear nothing special about that.
Mm-hmm.
Costume design, I don't have much to say about because it all these films are just like kind of like, it's funny. When's The Irishman set in?
There's a wide range. I want to say from like
Oh,
the
okay.
late 50s to 70s.
Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to older costumes, I don't feel like that's too hard. And all these that we're looking at, besides Little Women, are all like older pieces. I don't feel like that's hard at all. So it doesn't, like, nothing blows me away for costume design. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You have any comments on that one at all?
No, I'm gonna say Little Women because it looks like more costume ish, and not
Mm-hmm.
just like style. Or this is the style we're gonna be going for. Make it look like that. This was more way back then. It was like, oh man, we're gonna have to get somebody to like design these outfits, type of thing.
Here's a good one. Directing. So we have The Irishman, we have Joker, we have 1917, Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. These movies, they deserve Best Picture because we've talked about them in every single category, which says a lot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But Scorsese, I don't think deserves anything. Uh, I think I'm just, besides his stupid ass comments, I think maybe if he got shot down by every studio because it was too long. I don't know. Maybe be a good director and know how to direct a shorter thing. I don't know. Quentin, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I heard this is his weakest film, so obviously he didn't do a great job directing that.
I don't know. I don't think it's really like weakest. I think it's just more toned down from what we're used to seeing from him.
You like this one more than one of his other films he's done?
No, only because I was expecting a Quentin Tarantino film. This was like,
A movie?
yeah, and you would have to, but the thing is like you would have to know that Tarantino understands certain shots. Like he'll his formula. You got to understand his formula. But what he did was, instead of going full 100% with all his techniques, he just brought it down to like 50%. So you wouldn't be able to actually like make it so obvious type thing.
I don't know, man. Like I was watching a lot of Rob Zombie movies this year or last year, and was it Halloween? There was a movie that just didn't feel like him. Do you know what I mean? Like you're saying, because Rob Zombie definitely has a certain style, and you're gonna like it or not. And I feel like that's the same with Quentin. And then there was one movie that was just like typical Hollywood movie, and I was like, what the fuck? It felt almost jarring. You know what I mean? Like he toned himself down.
Mm-hmm.
It may have been the first Halloween. I don't know. But I think 1917 directing, where everything's going to be one shot, was probably extremely hard. I really wish I could talk more about Parasite, but I don't know. Or Joker, because Joker, there was a lot of scenes, dude, that they filmed it, and then they were like, the director or Joaquin or Bradley Cooper or anyone on set was like, this doesn't feel right. And they're like, okay, let's improvise right here.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like, me and you've made a couple short films together. That's kind of how we work, you know? Like, if something doesn't work, we kind of like that more than if something's just on paper and then it works. You know what I mean? I think we really like having that, like, hey, we have to be creative right now. And Joker was, the whole movie was made like that. So I think, like, but, you know, the things I'm saying about 1917 and Joker, I don't know if, do you think they look at things like that? They probably don't even know things like that. You get what I mean? When they're voting?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't know that, like, you know, he went to the bathroom. Basically, the bathroom scene, they went to the bathroom, and Joaquin's supposed to be, like, freaking out. So he kills the two guys in the subway. And he runs, and he runs, and he runs, and he runs to the bathroom. And he's supposed to wipe the gun and then look for a spot to hide the gun, and he's just freaking out. And then they're like, wait a minute. Why would that happen? Like, would he, why would he hide the weapon? This is the early 80s, like 80. Like, there's no CSI. There's no CSI Miami on TV. He ain't watching movies, you know what I mean? So where would he get that from? And the character Arthur alone, would he even comprehend to do that? So they're like, well, what do we do? So the director sent everybody home, and it was just him and Joaquin with the camera. And they're like, well, what can we do? And so they started thinking, and the director is like, oh, I got this piece of, the composer sent me this piece of music. So Joaquin put on the headphones and was listening to it and started doing that dance.
Yeah.
And they're like, what if we just came in here and started doing that dance? You know what I mean? Like, that's how the movie was shot, like almost the whole movie. And I appreciate that. And that takes a really good director, you know what I mean? Because I could easily start falling apart throughout a whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I don't know if they look into that at all.
Yeah, you know, I don't think so, because, like, that's just behind the scenes stuff that nobody will really know, you know? What do you think?
I don't know, man. I honestly do not know. You got to pick something, right?
Yeah, man.
Damn.
I don't think it's going to be Joker.
Why
I
not?
just don't feel it. I don't feel it in my bones.
They won't. They want to shock, or you think they want to? Nah, they would save that for Best Picture, I guess.
They'll probably give it to Scorsese because everybody loves kissing his ass.
The Irishman, maybe. Maybe it didn't get enough views, and they think if he wins it, they'll bump up his views on Netflix.
There's documentary I don't know nearly enough about, or short documentary, which I know nothing about. I don't know if you have anything to say about those.
No, nothing.
Film editing, we got Ford versus Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Parasite, and Joker.
I'm going to say Ford versus Ferrari, only because I haven't seen it. And in my mind, I see it as like one of those high pace, like racings where they just constantly, and they're trying to get you into that feel of it.
It's not like a racing movie at all.
No,
I think I heard it's slow. I think I may be wrong about that. Yeah, this is another one where kind of like costume design, as in the editing wasn't bad, but there was nothing like crazy to blow me away. You know what I mean? To be like, oh, dude, the editing was like crazy.
Yeah, I think the last movie that did that for me was Mad Max.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I think we should probably put a little we might be a little bit more harsh on this category, because in case you don't know, me and Fredo over here are both editors, professional editors. So, and I'm not saying like, oh man, we could have did these movies. I'm not trying to say that, but I mean, there was just nothing flashy, I think. You know what I mean? Nothing that looked like it was really hard or skillful. All of these look like just regular plain editing. International film, makeup and hairstyling, Joker.
Wow.
You know what? I bet Maleficent will get makeup and hairstyling.
No.
Why not? Because they get to do the, like kind of more fashion, like kind of more like in your face. And that's kind of what I'm saying about film editing, there was like nothing in your face. Like you said, Mad Max is a great example. That was like great editing. Yeah, so there's not enough, I know. If you want to,
Nope.
I would just guess Maleficent. Here's a cool one. I think we could say some thoughts. Music, original score: Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Did I say that right?
Huh? The Rise of Skywalker?
Okay, I didn't know if I said Star Wars right.
Oh, okay. Now I was gonna say Marriage Story because it's Randy Newman.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Nah, I say it's gonna be Joker.
I hope it's Joker. That music was great. It was really great. It
was depressing as fuck.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It really brought you into the world and his feelings a lot. You know, it was really good. You know what? I was really disappointed, dude. And if you think about people don't like the prequels of Star Wars, but you know what came out of the prequels was the great music. Like the original Star Wars had great music, the prequels had great music. I don't remember anything from this new trilogy.
No.
Nothing, dude. Like, you know, like the old one, of course, had the Star Wars theme, it had the Emperor theme, and then the new ones had that, you know, that Duel of the Fates or whatever. This one had nothing.
Yeah.
I say Joker all the way. But you're right. Randy Newman, doesn't he win like everything, like all the time? How was 1917's music? That sounds
not memorable
when it's nothing stuck out to you.
No.
That sounds hard for a one take. Like to be able to change the music, that sounds like it would be kind of complicated, to be honest.
Yeah, I honestly, I'll probably have to rewatch it and have that in my mind of like pay attention to the music and not try to figure out where they cut.
Yeah,
because I was fixated on that shit the whole time.
Music, original song. We have Randy again for Toy Story, but I'm gonna say probably Frozen 2 without knowing any of these songs.
Oh, Love Me Again with Elton John, man.
I don't know. I heard a lot of people say that movie was just okay.
Well, no, I'm talking about the music. I'm talking about the original song.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Rocket Man.
Production design? How is Joker not in production design, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. Because you only got room for 5.
Take out The Irishman, dude. I bet the production design wasn't even great in there.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Short film? How do you get a short film in what can you just okay, so for the Oscars to work,
you gotta suck some dick.
Suck some dick?
Mm-hmm.
For the Oscars, you have to have it played in a theater, no? In New York and LA. At least one in LA and one in New York, right?
Yeah.
Sure, huh? Sure.
Yeah.
How does a short film then? I don't get how the short films work. Sound editing?
See if Google knows. Sound editing. Oh, okay. I got this one. I got this one. Where is it?
What do you got?
Sound editing.
Should we say them real fast? It's 1917, Joker, Ford versus Ferrari, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. It's hard to not say Star Wars.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to lean against, like not say. I'm gonna say Star Wars, and then 1917 close number 2.
I was gonna ask you if that one would have some good sound because it's a war movie.
Mm-hmm.
But The Rise of Skywalker, man, I like the sound. You know, they have a sound studio. You know, like they make sound, and I don't know, dude. Like, there's a lot of sound that goes into Star Wars films, and it's always great. I don't know. That would be hard to not to win. Sound mixing? What the hell is sound mixing?
I would assume that is mixed, like just
someone makes the
dialogue, the music, the sound effects all together, so you don't notice like, oh man, one's standing out more than the other. Kind of just like smooth.
Yeah, you know what? That does deserve an award. That is very hard to do.
And I'm gonna say 1917 because I like it doesn't. I was just like it does. Nothing stood out to me like, oh man, look, okay, I'm hearing fucking music. Like it was in the background while I was watching with guns going off and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right. Because you know what, Joker, it was a little music heavy, wasn't it?
But it wasn't too much where it's like, oh man, I'm tired of hearing this damn song.
Yeah, I agree.
It helped you. It did help you draw. It did help draw you into the scene, into the movie.
Here's one I kind of wanted to talk about because this one's close to my heart is visual effects, which we got Avengers Endgame, The Irishman, The Lion King, 1917, and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. I kind of want to say something about all of these. So do you want to go first or you want me to?
I'm gonna say Irishman.
I don't think so because I don't think it was greatly done.
I did. I thought it was great.
There was a couple of scenes I saw where it looked like they started making fun of it everywhere, where it looked like one of those filters that girls put on that it's like too soft. You know what I mean? And you're just seeing eyes. Like they made fun of it a lot. So I'm thinking people didn't really, you know. I think it's hard. They aged them too much. As in, when you age slightly, you're like, okay, I could get into it. But when we're all used to seeing these people look like 104 years old, and then they make them look 30, I think it's very jarring. You know what I mean? Like if I put a baby face on me right now, it'd be pretty jarring. But if I put me 5 years younger, I think you'd be able to accept it after a couple of minutes. The Lion King, I think, is a great accomplishment, but I don't think that will win. Because a lot of people, once again, they were complaining that the animals were too realistic. Like they didn't have emotions, even though that's probably how they would look real. And nothing was real in that movie, not even the dirt and the grass and stuff. So if technically, I think that's probably the best effects, but it won't win. 1917, I didn't see, but if you're doing one take, 2 shades of them, I'm sure it was super hard. I want to say I believe Star Wars deserves it, but I think people are so accustomed to Star Wars effects that they don't see it as a spectacle and mind-blowing anymore, even though there's probably like 1,000 special effects artists. I think they're going to give it to Avengers Endgame, and not because they deserve it, but because this is ending the whole Marvel Avenger, this was a big thing, So I think they'll give it to them just for that.
Yeah, I can see that. Writing original screenplay, and those are it. So you got adaptive screenplay and original screenplay.
Adapted? Why is Joker an adapted?
The Killing Joke?
Is it? Yeah. I told you there was definitely references because the only reason I say that, though, is because they're like, there's absolutely none. I was like, well, he's a comedian. Yeah, there was some.
I think they just threw that out there to kind of just like fog the air, like so that people don't just jump to conclusions like, oh, okay, it's going to suck. I'm not going to watch it. So when they did watch it, they realized, oh shit, it kind of is. Oh man, I like it. Instead of just being bagging on it, going with the mindset like, oh, it's going to suck. It's not going to live up to the expectations that I have in my mind already.
I really don't think Joker is going to win this one, though. Like, I think almost 0%. I'm going to go with Jojo Rabbit or The Irishman, and I'm heavily leaning on The Irishman.
You're waiting for me?
Yeah.
I'll say Jojo Rabbit.
If you say that, then I'm probably going to lean a little bit more towards Jojo because I'm going to take your opinion. I'm just thinking The Irishman because, like I said a million times already, I just think everybody's super wet and crazy over Scorsese, even though he's not the writer, it's his film. Original screenplay:
Once Upon a Time,
Knives Out, Marriage Story, 1917, Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yep.
I've heard nothing but crazy good things about Knives Out.
Yeah, same. But I haven't seen it.
I don't think Marriage Story will get it. I don't think Parasite will get it. I don't think Once Upon a Time will get it.
Yeah,
I really think
no. Because I was just started thinking about like I was just like, all it is just like telling the story of a particular event that happened in Hollywood
Hmm.
and just changing it at the end. That's
What do you? How was the actual writing? Not the story, not the film itself. And we all know the one take. But what was the actual writing in 1917?
Casual. It's like nothing.
Okay, so I think we're both thinking Knives Out then.
I'm not gonna say Knives Out because I haven't seen it.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
say Marriage Story then.
Marriage Story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Knives Out. I've heard too many good things. So yeah, I think we kind of voted for Joker a lot. So hopefully I'm really hoping for. I really want Best Picture, man. Did whatchamacallit win? A superhero film hasn't got Best Picture, right? I think that one was nominated. Man, what was Black Panther? But I don't think it won, right?
Oh, did it get nominated?
I'm pretty sure it got nominated. I know
Spider-Man 2 got Best Visual way back when. Superman 1978 was the first superhero movie to receive an Oscar.
What did it get?
The Special Achievement Award.
What is that?
Fuck if I know.
Batman 90, or I guess it's 89. They got the year wrong, so I don't know how much I should trust this website. Got Best Art Direction and Set Direction.
Yeah, Black Panther was the first superhero to be nominated for Best Picture.
Spider-Man 2 with the visuals. The Incredibles. Best Achievement in Sound. Best Animated Feature Film of the Year. The Dark Knight got Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role. And Sound. That's cool. Big Hero 6 got Best Animated. Suicide Squad got Makeup and Hairstyling. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know, man. This year, every year it seems to get harder and harder, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
That's good, though. That means films are only getting better and better, to be honest.
All right, I think we're done here.
Yep. Yeah, we'll try to think of some more topics, but if anyone has topics,
Chime in.
The comments.
All right. So you want to watch the Oscars together later or what?
Yeah, we'll have to. Only if it's like naked, though.
Okay, I'll bring the wine.
I'll bring the peanut butter.
All right, man. You have a good one.
All right, then, brother. I will see you soon.
See ya. Bye.